Let's talk about communication. Do you know that the #1 complaint with people out there is that the realtor is not communicating with them? Well, when you think about life, I mean, probably the #1 reason you have divorce is that the husbands and the wives aren't communicating. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have an open line of communication with you, the seller or client that we're working with. We have a number of different ways that we do that. Obviously by the phone. We can give you a call, give you market updates. I think that's very important, especially if maybe you had a house listed and you want to get some feedback on that, or maybe there's something that needs to be changed. So I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to call you occasionally. The other thing we look at is the emails. We'll send out emails, somewhat market updates. Sometimes maybe some more properties have come on that may compete with yours at a little lesser cost, something like that. So I'm going to send out emails occasionally to give you that type of market update. We're talking about snail mail, just old-fashioned, notes that I may jot down and send to you. That would be another route to go to. The other thing I'll let Matt touch on.
Yeah, one of the things that we have with the top producer system is you get your own URL for your piece of property. When you go to that URL, you'll be provided with a username and password via email. You'll be able to go to the URL, put in your username and password, and get information about what's going on with your piece of property. This is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you can see, here are the steps that are being taken to get your property sold. Again, I think one of the key things that Mike has touched on here is just we constantly want to communicate with you. The most important thing to do is to keep that loop of communication open back and forth between you and us to make sure that everything is being taken care of.
And if you have any other good ideas about that, please email me at mikeroach@eratopgunsrealty.com.
And one of the things that we forgot to talk about so far, which is the video update, which we think is great. Right now you're looking at us on the Ultimate Virtual Tour. There's a video update section to this. If you'll click on the Market Update button, you'll be able to see the latest update for the particular month that we're in.
We'll talk about market a little bit and just things going on in the area. Behind every great organization, there's a great organizer. Our great organizer is called Top Producer. Matt, tell us a little bit about that.
Top Producer is our contact management system. It is the backbone of everything that we do, from our direct marketing to our communications with somebody such as yourself who lists property with us. One of the key concerns with any individual, and one of the top complaints, is a lack of communication. What Top Producer allows us to do is get the information out to you on a consistent basis so you know what's going on with your property. One of the ways that this is done is you get your own website for your property where a marketing analysis is posted 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and shows all the steps that have been taken on your piece of property to get it in as many, or in front of as many people as we can possibly get in front of. Again, trying to create that buyer. Ultimately, that's the most important thing, is we try to create the leads. The more leads we can create, the more buyers we can create, the more buyers we can create, the greater likelihood we're going to get your property sold for you. And a database is a key component to that. For us, it takes the place of an additional assistant. We currently have 4 other people working just with getting Mike's stuff out there on a consistent basis, and so this is the 5th person, and it does an excellent job of it. If you'd like to have some more information about it, please feel free to give me a call.
Let's talk about telemarketing. Well, we've talked a little bit about Lead Router, but what is Lead Router? Well, Lead Router brings these calls in. Well, what happens when these calls come in? Can that person handle them? Well, let's talk about my experience. 18 years I've been doing this. So when that call comes in, can I get that person to buy your property? Absolutely. 5 years I worked at the Cliffs, was #1 sales agent at the Cliffs for those 5 years. Last 3 years with ERA Top Guns Realty, I've sold over 100 properties a year. And when you think about it, what does someone do to be able to close a deal, so to speak? Well, you have to take that lead. You have to understand the market. I've been doing this market for 18 years, and I understand it in and out. I can understand the options and communicating with the person. What are the important things? A lot of people say, well, my realtor didn't listen to me. Well, I know how to listen, and I know how to take that information and give them the information they need to make a buying decision. So when you look at it, my background, well, Graduated in sociology at Clemson. What's sociology? That's people and dealing with people. I worked at Keowee for a couple years in food and beverage and bartending, and I certainly, met a lot of people and dealt with a lot of people. So these are all skills that I have had over the past that I know will help us together sell your property. So when you start talking about, getting it to an agent out there, it's not just the listing agent, folks, and a selling agent. I can do both. One of the few. I had a gentleman just recently, he said, you're a very unique bird because most people are either listing agents or they're selling agents. Well, I do both, and you're not going to find many realtors in the market that can pull that off. So yeah, again, when you list it with me, you can be assured that A, you're with a knowledgeable person that's going to know the market, and B, you're going to be with somebody that understands and knows how to deal with people. Let's talk about some of our past clients, or my past clients, I should say, since I've been in real estate. In 18 years now, I've worked with some people out there that I think y'all would all know. One was Sam White. I'll never forget the day that Sam came into the office, and I walked up and I saw him and said, wow, hey Coach, how you doing? And that was right after, actually he was still with Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the time. So he was coming to our area to buy property. Tom Glavine, I think we all know who Tom Glavine was, pitcher Atlanta Braves. Tom has a place here on Lake Keowee, and I was the agent that worked with Tom in helping that. In fact, saw Tom not this past September 4, out at the waterfall in his boat with his Notre Dame Irish hat on, reading a book. So we talked a little bit, and neat experience. Dottie Pepper. Dottie Pepper, great golfer on the LPGA Tour. She's also now working with the Golf Channel. So Dottie and her mom actually lives in the same development I live in Greenville, South Carolina. So got to know Dottie real well. One of the most interesting characters or gentleman I've ever worked with was Ben Wright. And Ben is still, around in our area. Some of you may know he designed the Cliffs Valley Golf Course, so we get to see Ben. Usually he has a charity event there every year, but a great person and tells some great stories. Jay Howe. Jay Howe actually used to play for the Dodgers, but Jay has bought a farm in the 6 Mile area, has some horses, and he also has a place on Lake Keowee. So get to see Jay every now and then. In fact, I saw him in church one time last year, one of the churches. That kind of surprised me. But, it's kind of cool when you see people on TV or past celebrities and you get an experience of working with them, because you do realize these people are just like you. But how does that benefit you folks maybe? And when you think about selling, well, these people obviously know people. And when they know people, they call me that might want to come to our area. So that's where the benefit lies for you, is those referrals. I want to talk about the importance of the appointment center. What exactly is that? Well, what we've decided to do is anytime we list a home, we are going to set this up with the appointment center. It is open 7 days a week from 9 to 9 each and every day. How is this a benefit to you guys? Well, a lot of times out there when I want to show houses on the weekends, and maybe I call another office on a Saturday, they're not open. They don't have anybody working there. They've all gone for the weekend, and I can't set up a showing for that particular house. I can tell you that's irritating, because you've got people coming into the market that are ready to buy something, and we can't even get into the house. Well, the appointment center is going to eliminate that, because again, 9 to 9 they are open. So what we'll do is we'll set it up where the other agent can call the appointment center. They will set up the appointment, and the other beautiful thing about that is the appointment center is going to email that agent after the showing and ask for a response. What we want to find out is be able to communicate with you, the seller, on what those clients, thought about your house. So I get the email back from them. What I would do is to forward it on to you at that point. So again, communication is huge, and accessibility to get into your home. So I think the appointment center is a must in every real estate company in order to get full access to a home.